want to talk about is
Sorrow.
knife crime, right? So, you know, they kind of put a black face to knife crime. But, yeah, if you look at statistics...
Now, put down the knife.
Put it down!
Spray! Put it down! Put it down! Come on! Put it down!
doesn't quite support the reason for having a black face.
Are you two rolling with blades?
Yeah, I'm not, but I've got one local. I don't need them around here. I've got one.
Can we see? What is it?
Sure, sir. I carry this every single day when I'm out.
Do you know what would happen if the police caught you with that?
Yeah, getting it.
And do you know what would happen to you?
Yeah, probably go to jail.
Yeah, so the question is, why do you think that is?
I myself, Selassie I continually.
I think what's happening is obviously the media create a narrative that sits comfortably with the general public. It sits comfortably. It's the old adage of it's not happening to you, it's happening to them.
Yeah, that's right.
But if we don't address it, it could spill over onto your doorstep. You know, and it's the kind of creates the them and us, which, you know, politics, they always do that. You know, knife crime sees itself play out in domestic situations, you know, with an intimate partner. All races, religions, and beliefs. But the narrative and the rhetoric gives rise to that whole kind of, yeah, it's gangs, it's inner city gangs, it's these young children or kids or young people in London cities, in Birmingham cities, in Manchester, and they're kind of, that's where the serious youth violence is. But if we go back to places like Glasgow, where knife crime was an issue, a big issue.
The highest? Is that the highest? Death rate, murder rate?
In Europe.
Percentage-wise?
Yeah. And so what it is you're looking at clusters then. You're looking at clusters. You approach it from a public health point of view. You're looking at clusters. And when you see deprivation, poverty, where you see lack of opportunity, where you see lack of schooling, decent schools, public funding, everyone wants to always use the whole kind of, there was no youth clubs. I don't always go along with that. It's the infrastructure of where your surroundings are. Where you see that, you will see clusters. And in fact, what Glasgow did is they approached it from a public health point of view. Yeah, like almost as if it was a sickness.
Because it is.
It's a sickness within your community. And then that sickness can then spill out. Especially now, it's exacerbated and it's amplified and magnified by social media. And when you're seeing certain behaviours, okay? But what's happening is because gangs are high profile on social media. That's where the general media play into it. Often, because I run an online charity called Knife Crime Victim Support, my phone rings. Can you give us an interview about this? About gangs and about black on black crime? Can you give us an interview? Can you talk about that?
Okay, yeah, with the black on black crime, and that's something that always winds me up.
Yeah.
Because, you know, black on black crime. People do crime to people who they know. And they're close to them.
That's true.
9 times out of 10.
Yeah, we're...
What's up now, pretty pump chick? Yeah. Hey, what's up? We got a problem, Toothpick? I said, do we have a problem?
It's white or whatever.
Right?
It's what,
So, so if you live in an area, right, and everyone's Chinese,
then it's going to be Chinese people.
the person who's probably going to steal something from you, probably going to be the Chinese guy. The person who's going to punch you in your face and you've had an argument, is going to be a Chinese person.
You don't hear
right?
Chinese on Chinese crime.
But they call it that. It's just the area you're in.
You're in. Do you know what I'm thinking? But the thing is what Bubbly said as well, because that's right, I've said that myself, I agree with you fully, but I think what Bubbly was saying as well, which you didn't go into too tough, yeah, like obviously social media, yeah, social media to a degree, and again, it's maddening because like everyone has their little guilty part to play. It glorifies it because the music now glorifies it. So you can now put a soundtrack to knife crime. Do you get me? And the soundtrack to knife crime and the majority of the people that are making the music here are black. So the media was never about doing massive research into anything in it. It's quick fixes. Do you get what I'm saying? I'd like to put a thing together quickly. They don't want to go into it too deep. So it's not about trying to solve the problem. We can just identify the problem as being this thing here, and that's it. Do you know what I mean? But there's no real desire to find out, like, is it really like most of an endemic in black communities? So I've heard the statistics. Someone's told me that the statistics, we're not the most affected by it, but we are just the face of it. Do you know what I mean? That's what it is. We're just the face of it.
That's the point I'm making.
It's like what Denzel Washington, you can fling this in as well, what Denzel Washington said in Training Day when Ethan Hawke, whatever his name was, trying to chat to him when he was reading the paper. He said, this is 99% bullshit,
Yeah.
but it's entertaining.
It's entertaining.
Yeah.
It is as well. It
You
is
get
really entertaining.
So it's that simple. It's
And
like,
people want to be
boom.
entertained.
Yeah, it is the entertainment. Look at this, boom.
Yeah.
And then you watch the show.
Well, people are lazy, aren't they? Especially with nowadays, like newspapers, but tabloid newspapers was lazy reason anyway, because it's mostly headlines. People
Headlines and lies.
Headline.
Headline.
Yeah. Oh, headlines.
Yeah,
Yeah.
headlines, yeah.
Right. And then it's got a big headline like that, and then it's got like a little piece like that to read, right? And then
Clickbait as well, because that's where clickbait comes from.
that's what
the word, isn't it?
But then now,
Sensational.
but now they've got even lazier
Sensationalism.
with internet, where they'll have like the headline, yeah, and then they won't even bother to even put the words or turn it into a meme or something. They won't even bother to even put the words underneath.
Because everyone just fills in the gaps anyway
Do
themselves.
you remember lockdown 1.0 in Russia when what's his name? What's the Russian Putin. And I see a meme. I think me and you spoke about it. And it was a meme of lion in the street. Yeah, Putin releases lions in the street to keep people in their properties. As soon as I read that, I was like, well, that doesn't make any sense. Yeah. And I think I said to you, I said, suppose the man's like, oh, honey, I left my wallet in the car. Let me just get out and grab it. And
The lion is walking
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It doesn't make any sense.
Who's
Just
policing the
escape from the
lions?
circus or
That's
whatever.
what I'm saying.
It's just absurd.
It was a lie. It wasn't the truth. But people were banging it out on the gram.
And that's
saying,
bad, though, isn't it?
And
That
most
goes both
people
ways.
ain't
A lot
trying
of
to
lies.
research.
A lot of lies, bro.
Ain't no one trying to
Lies.
research.
On both sides.
And the complexity of that is that if you begin to paint that picture that young people are going around terrorising each other,
Yes.
and you've got young people in school, kids in school that want to arm themselves because they think
They
their
pray.
mates have got knives.
Yes.
Because it's like it's sensationalised and it's.
So hypnotherapy comes in. Keep
yeah,
going.
keep going.
buddy.
Yeah,
That's
if you
what it's
begin
about.
to
Me
do
too.
that, if you tell that narrative to young people, they are going to be, you're instilling fear.
Can I just say before that?
It's a self-fulfilling prophecy. Because
Yeah.
if I keep telling you something about you
Mhm.
repeatedly, every day, through every angle, one of my
Black
favourite
kids got
films.
knives. Black kids got knives. Black
Yeah,
kids got
yeah.
knives.
Focus.
Think it must have
Remember
been a knife.
Focus, the biggest scam that they did at the start of the film. I don't know if you've seen the Will Smith
I remember
film.
it, folk. Oh, yeah.
Brilliant film. Yeah, it's about the
yeah,
hustle.
yeah.
And long story short, they use a lot of NLP and stuff in it. They kept putting this image in the man's head, and then eventually
Yeah.
it was a
Number
number. It was
six.
a number. It was a number. It was a number. And then he had to choose a number, but he didn't realise
Yeah,
the
he
whole
choose that number,
day
he'd been
he
affected
was
by
seeing the number,
because I'm pushing it on
and he
him,
chose the number because
Push
you
it
told
on,
it
Subject,
repeatedly.
yeah, subconsciously.
That's what you are. You know what I'm saying?
The Mandarin word for 5 is woo. There are 124 woo-woos in sympathy for the devil. Now, he's not registering it, but it's all there. So when he picks up those binoculars, looks out on the field, sees a familiar face with the number 55 on his jersey, some little voice in the back of his mind says, that's it. And he thinks it's intuition, and he picks. Do you want me to write it down?
That is that could be part of an agenda, you know, that plays out as part of an agenda. And this is what we're seeing in certain tabloids, and they're favouring that. They're favouring that conversation and that dialogue in order not to, peel back the layers and dig a little bit deeper and address the actual
Problem.
Black, black, black. Black on black, black.